Hey guys, welcome back to Fleek Friday. I hope you guys enjoy this FLEEKtorial I decided to film for you guys. This is my staple look for this week. Don't forget to share your Fleekness with me using hashtag FleekFriday. Let's get started. So I'm starting off with my eyebrows. This is the Forever 21 matte palette. I am filling them out with powder today, and the camera did decide to cut off, so you kind of see how I'm filling them in here, but it didn't catch the whole thing. And then I'm going to clean them up how I usually clean them up with my NYX HD concealer in bronze, and I'm just using any concealer brush to clean them up. Next, using my e.l.f. concealer brush, blending that out just kind of how I did in the last tutorial, and then I'm going to be using my NYX base in neutral to use this as my primer for my shadow. So going in with my ABH Amrezy palette, I'm using Caramel and Morocco mixed up in my crease. She does sell these separately, so you guys don't have to worry about getting the palette. And I'm using my Morphe M441 brush to dust this all over my crease and use this as my transition shade. So after that, blending that out, I go in with Deep Plum to smoke out in my outer corner and blend that up in my crease. Just add a little bit more color and dimension to this eye look. Once that's blended, I'm going in with the shader brush, and this is ABH Glisten. It is a nice, very pink rose gold color. I love this color so much, and I'm just packing that on my lid. Once that's on my lid, I go back in with my blending brush to make sure everything is blended seamlessly. Now it's time for wing liner. I'm using the NYC liquid liner, and of course here I am doing this again on camera. It's very surprising that I've learned to do this on camera and do it with like at one time. I'm still surprised. So once I'm done, I'm going to start with face. Of course, I'm using the Infallible by Loreal Pro Matte as my favorite, and I'm using a damp beauty sponge. Also, this didn't fully record. My camera was being so messed up this morning. So I'm just blending this all over my face. You guys know how I do the motions with that. Make sure it's blended evenly all over my face and also down my neck. Make sure you have no harsh lines in between those two. And then I'm going to go in with concealer. Of course, this is my NYX HD concealer in bronze. I love this concealer. It's very nice, thick consistency and full coverage. And I'm just using that to highlight the high points of my face. You guys know how I do. Once that's all blended out, of course, I'm going to set it. I'm using the banana powder from this Wet n Wild Highlight and Contour Duo. It's my favorite. I really like that to continue to brighten up the under eyes. Then I'm using the MAC Studio Fix not Prep and Prime, what am I talking about? Studio Fix powder in NC50. Of course, I'm hitting pan so hard, but I'm using it all. So I'm just using that to blend my foundation. Also, I use it to dust under my eyes just to give a little bit more coverage. This is Telescopic Mascara. I haven't worn false lashes in probably about 3 weeks now. I don't know what's wrong with me. They just kind of take a little time when I'm getting ready for work in the morning. So telescopic definitely gives me that long lash feel. I'm also adding this to my bottom lash line. Yeah, I poked myself in the eye. I didn't add any eyeshadow under this today. I'm kind of keeping it as a nice clean look. So now it's time to go in with the bronzer, contour, whatever it is you want to call it. You know, I'm using the True Match foundation powder in C8 and I'm going in. Now it's time to be brighter than your future. I'm going to highlight with the Wild Child palette by BH Cosmetics. You guys know I use the top 2 shades and I am going in. Like, I gotta go. Now moving on to lips, of course I'm using NYX lip liner in dark brown, What's New, and I'm using this to line my lips to prep my lips for my liquid lipstick. So I'm going in with the NYX Lingerie lipstick in Beauty Mark, again, What's New. This is like my go-to lipstick for this week, so of course I had to incorporate it in my tutorial. So guys, hope you enjoyed these Fleek Friday videos, tutorials, whatever they're going to be. I want you guys to incorporate yourselves in this, so don't forget to share your posts, your outfits, or anything with hashtag Fleek Friday. So after you're done with this, you want to make sure your face is done and you want to walk out slaying, honey. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Bye!